In 1956, a ship retired from the Second World War was rechristened the SS Ideal X. On her first voyage, she left Port Newark, New Jersey. 5 days later, she arrived in Houston, Texas. On board were 58 large metal boxes. Today, we would call them containers. In Texas, they were loaded onto 58 trucks and whisked off to their various destinations. It was the birth of modern container shipping. The idea seems so simple today, yet it revolutionized the shipping industry and with it the global supply chain. Globalization as we understand it today simply would never have existed without it. This is what a port looks like before containerization. This is Sunda Kelapa in Jakarta. Even today, many ports don't have the facilities to accommodate large container vessels or the dockside equipment to unload boxes at speed. This is how a modern port looks today. Metal containers have transformed the loading process. Boxes are moved on and off ships by special cranes in a matter of minutes. From the port side, they are transferred to rail or truck. Container ships are getting bigger and bigger. Today, the largest transport not 58 metal boxes, but up to 18,000. Some ships are 400 meters long and 59 meters wide. The only constraint is the size of the port and the width of the Malacca Strait.
I mean, if you think about globalization, if you think about world trade as it exists today, with the ability to source products from all over the world, the ability to manufacture and produce in locations without transport costs being a huge obstacle. I mean, that is the miracle that containerization has brought about, the ability to move things around without having to really worry about the cost.
Without containers, China wouldn't be the factory of the world. Containers don't only transport finished goods. These days, supply chains are ever more complex. Components can be shipped from multiple countries, assembled in China or elsewhere, and sold in Europe or America. There have been major battles over the size of containers. At first, there were dozens of incompatible sizes. Gradually, the industry has agreed standards. These days, most big boxes are 20 or 40 feet long. Something like 90% of all non-bulk cargo is transported on container ships. Altogether, container boxes make some 200 million journeys a year. In 2008, the BBC painted a container in a special livery and tracked its movements with a GPS system. Its first consignment was whiskey, transported from a Glasgow bottling plant to Shanghai. In Shanghai, it was reloaded with cosmetics, gardening tools, and tape measures. From there, the BBC box went to Los Angeles via Yokohama, traveled by rail and road to Pennsylvania, where it was loaded with ink, spearmint flavoring, and polyester fiber. Then it was sent to the port of Santos in Brazil. After that, among other destinations, the container went on to ports in Singapore, Bangkok, and right here in Hong Kong. It sounds like a crazy ride. In fact, it couldn't have been more normal. David Pilling, Financial Times, Hong Kong.